So I think one of the key areas between the intersection of business and technology that we keep referring back to is digital. And it's certainly a buzzword, right? There's a lot of different definitions about how that plays a role in an offering, how that plays a role in an advisory point of view. From a very high level, how are you seeing digital play a role within financial services in the context of this intersection? Are you really positioning yourself to help with that because, end users are in a need for that guidance, if you will, to see how is this affecting me rather than tell me, whom to use because we already know the answer?
Yeah, I think obviously digital is the ubiquitous phrase, I suppose, with many business leaders at the moment. For me, it's important when it becomes more around changing business models rather than just digital marketing and putting some of that digital lipstick on an existing business model, and how you can use it generally to be disruptive in how you do things. Take wealth management, for example, where you're going from a traditional financial advisor model to a robo-advice model. It's a fundamentally different way of working with different cost structures, etc. So helping clients understand what it can do in that sense is very important, and who they should be partnering with to help achieve that. The other thing I think in FS in particular, since we're focusing on financial services a little bit in this conversation, they've been less used traditionally to really engaging with the customers and getting our clients comfortable with, let's test that straight away with the customer. We do a lot of work in the retail sector as well and find they're much more used to that idea, right, of really just engaging with the end user, with the customer directly to see whether an idea is good. And I think FS is waking up to that, but it's something that's been alien a little bit in the industry until recently. And so I think that's quite a big part, is helping educate them on that part of the journey, how to make sure that they have the right people in their team to test with the customers and iterate this thing quickly. So that's been a big part of the journey, I think, recently in digital transformations for financial services.
Yeah, I think based on my experience, the kind of things that are probably the most disruptive, I guess, are really in financial services in terms of how approaching these projects is really bringing in design thinking into the mix. For instance, it's starting to get everyone to think about building products, and how do you stop thinking of I'm building an application to work in the banking ecosystem. I'm actually building a product. I'm designing it. It needs to really to serve a specific purpose. It needs to engage clients in a different way. It needs to be to evolve, and that's one of the things that is probably the most different in the way in the digital world. That one of the most different things in terms of how you will deliver software. So that's really key, for instance, and there are a lot of other examples of how you should be doing things differently now.
Well, I think from my point of view, gentlemen, Excelli and Luxoft Financial Services, along with working with you, Elixir, has been a fascinating conversation. I think we're both seeing the intersection of business and technology, and that we're sitting around the same table talking about, the challenges that are here now and will be there later. Is an important step in actually showing cooperation within this ecosystem that's growing. So I'd like to thank you both for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick.
The intersection of business and technology will be with us for quite some time. We're both here to help.